Goku Black is born, but in a much different fashion, and the Zero Mortals plan has a new ally, Zaha. What's going to happen next? We'll cover all that and more in this finale of What If Shallot Was Canon. Goku Black wreaks havoc around the universe, growing rapidly. Even without Zamasu, he's fine. He's more than fine. He's gotten extra power from Zaha, and with Goku's body, he's adapting to it really quick. He goes to slaughter the other Kai. Some are caught in the crossfire, but others are able to act quick enough to actually protect themselves. One of the first targets is Shin, so he dies and so does Beerus. It seems like the entire multiverse is in disarray. After first dealing with the gods, he then targets Universe 7, returning there and quickly wiping out all the planets he can. He has the power to destroy the entire universe as is, but he wants to adapt further to Goku's body, and he also wants to take his time. He wants to savor this. Eventually he even comes across the Galactic Patrol prison, destroying it all. Jocko's barely able to make it out of there alive, escaping as Goku Black's distracted by some magician prisoner. Though, based on how the fight was going, Jocko thinks Goku Black's gonna kill him. In a panic, he calls out to Shallot on Earth and says Goku's attacking them. He has no clue why, but Shallot says that's not Goku, and he tries to explain what's happening. He tells Jocko to just get to someplace safe. Things are getting out of hand, but they're gonna deal with this. Shallot thinks they've got it under control. Goku Black's probably gonna head to Earth soon enough. Everyone there just spends their time training, though there's not really much training they can do. At least they could use the time chamber, but still. Shallot also does have one trick up his sleeve that he's never used yet, but he and Giblet have practiced it just in case. Goku Black finally shows up on Earth, and he's a lot stronger than before. He's gotten more of the Dark Ki from Zaha, but on top of that, he's grown in Goku's body too, then showing off his own new transformation, Super Saiyan Rose. Doesn't it look great? Much better than their Super Saiyan forms or that blue form they use. Plus, it's a lot more powerful, especially imbued with that Dark Ki that he has. And unlike Giblet or anyone else, his dark feelings are amplified even further, but he has complete clarity, he has complete control over himself, and he has complete power. Shallot powers up into Blue Evolution, going in to fight Goku Black first. And during battle, he swaps out with Giblet, using his Dark Super Saiyan Blue. This actually kinda catches Goku Black off guard. The two of them fight so perfectly together, they don't even have to communicate. They swap out randomly during battle, and at other times will attack together. Even though Saiyans typically do like fighting alone, these two don't mind. They like fighting together, and it makes them all the more fearsome. As that fight rages on, Nappa, Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo are nearby, and someone else teleports in. It's Zaha. So, this is the guy who's been messing with everything. Shallot and Giblet divert their attention towards him, and Giblet's eyes widen. That's him. He barely remembers Zaha, but that's the guy. And Zaha's glad to see them again. He didn't expect things to go like this, but maybe it'll work out better than he anticipated. The two brothers go in to fight him together, as Vegeta, Nappa, Piccolo, and Gohan go in to fight Goku Black, and Gohan's rage is overflowing, seeing Zamasu pretend to be Goku, not only stealing his body, but killing his family. And Nappa notices this from Gohan. He tells him to tame that rage, use it for more power. The three of them together are struggling against Goku Black because he's growing stronger, and Zaha even heals him. But Nappa thinks that if Gohan gets the right push, maybe it'll be enough. Zaha lends Goku Black even more power. His Dark Ki is amplified. Zaha himself isn't really a match for Shallot and Giblet together right now, but utilizing magic he's able to get the upper hand here. But he's also trying to extract the crystals from them at the same time. But they're too strong. He can't do it, especially with both of them together at once. And they're keen to notice this. What are those crystals inside of them? Oh, so they know about it. Yeah, they've known about it for a while. They know there's some weird magical presence tied to them, but they're not sure what it is. And in case you're not familiar with the story or lore of Dragon Ball Legends, Shallot and Giblet each had a crystal implanted inside of them. These crystals would charge up as they grew, and when the two crystals were combined, they'd create something called the Omnificence Crystal. This is essentially a prototype of the Super Dragon Balls. So, as long as it's charged, whoever has it can make whatever wishes they want. And that's exactly what Zaha uses it for in the game. Zaha's not going to tell them outright, but after their time with Whis, they have a hunch. It's related to the Super Dragon Balls, isn't it? They're on the right track, and he decides to reveal it to them. Once they're defeated, he'll extract the crystals from them, and he'll have access to that power, all the wishes he wants. And of course, he'll be sure to dispose of them completely. Goku Black keeps growing in battle. The Zenkais from his healing plus the Dark Ki really pushes him. It even makes him go Super Saiyan Rose too. But Gohan gets a push of his own. Goku Black keeps taunting him, and Gohan's already angry enough, and something finally snaps within him. Gohan unlocks a power that's buried deep away within him. Something that, to be honest, I treat differently in each What If, but here, I'll go with the idea that it's something that Gohan's always had within him. He just needed the push to unlock it. Gohan awakens his beast form, and he gets a major upper hand against Goku Black. Goku Black knows that he's going to keep growing, and he's going to keep getting healed, and eventually he'll overpower everyone here. They'll stand no chance. But now Gohan's fighting Goku Black alone, and Vegeta and Nappa take on Zaha. Zaha's a little bit confused, because he doesn't know why they're swapping out. Don't Shallot and Giblet want to kill him? Well, What Zaha doesn't realize is that they have their own plan. After Shallot's training with King Kai originally, he would occasionally visit the planet later on. He'd go with Goku, and the two of them ended up going to other worlds sometimes, and they even met other people there, learning different techniques. And there's one specific technique he's practiced, particularly with Giblet. He never actually used it in battle because he didn't really want to rely on it. It was always intended to be a trump card, a last resort, and he thinks they might actually need it here. They just need a little bit of time, and Vegeta and Nappa buy them that time. Nappa tells Shallot he trusts him. Don't let them down. His plan's probably going to work. And Vegeta thinks so too. He doesn't mind fighting with Zaha for a bit either. Who knows? Maybe they'll kill him before Shallot and Giblet finish whatever they got planned. But it is pretty quick. Zaha's a little confused at first, but then he feels a huge surge of power, and there's a brilliant light in the distance. Oh crap. He suddenly looks terrified, and then he quickly lends even more Dark Ki to Goku Black and heals him one last time. Vegeta and Nappa wonder why he's so terrified. But Zaha can clearly see the figure right behind the two of them. Off in the distance, a new fighter stands there. Zaha gets one look at him before he vanishes, teleporting away, terrified of what's to come. And Goku Black's confused now too. Also, his power's overflowing and he could barely handle it. But he's loving it. He's drunk off it. And then he notices the new warrior nearby. It's a fusion of Shallot and Giblet, simply named Shallot, pronounced similar but with an E. And he's in a strange new form. Not a combination of each brother's blue form like you'd expect, but something new. The same one that Zaha uses in-game. But something else is different about them. Zaha wasn't scared of their combined power. He was scared of what they're about to unleash by combining their power. Because not only is this an ultra-compatible, ultra-strong fusion, but when the brothers merged, so did the two crystals inside of them. They had practiced fusion before and felt this weird surge of power in them, but they never knew what it was. And thanks to Zaha actually confirming what it was, they now know. Shallot is not only the strongest warrior around, but he's got the power of wishes at his disposal, and he's only just now realizing it. He fights Goku Black, defeating him with ease. But he doesn't kill Goku Black right away. He looks at him and focuses, and then he holds a hand out at Goku Black, emitting a weird beam of light from it, as Goku Black then changes into Zamasu. Wow, Shallot can't believe that worked. Then he simply blinks at Zamasu, and he explodes, getting erased completely. The fusion's not sure how much more power he has left, or really how to utilize this, but he thinks for a moment, focusing even longer. Nappa asks him what he just did, but he remains quiet, trying to focus. Then, he holds a hand up and it starts glowing. He snaps his fingers. The damage around them is all restored, and someone else appears out of thin air. It's Goku, back to normal. And right as he performs this wish, Shallot and Giblet defuse. Zamasu spent all that time tearing up the universe, but that fusion just made a wish to reverse it. That's exactly what he was doing there. First, he made a wish to swap Zamasu and Goku's bodies back. Then, he made a wish to erase Zamasu. And finally, he made a wish to revive any good person that was killed by Goku Black. And with Goku being revived, he teleported back in. Though those wishes depleted the charge of the crystals, causing Shallot to defuse immediately after. Interesting. The twins can make wishes whenever they want with their bond. That was pretty insane. This entire time, they knew there was something weird about them, but they didn't know it was that. They're essentially a pair of sentient Super Dragon Balls, at least when they fuse. Thankfully, these two aren't the type to abuse that power. Though, they wonder where Zaha ran off to. Look like they won't have to deal with him anymore, and they could see why he was so terrified. He's not going to return. Soon enough, the Tournament of Power would arrive, but I don't need to tell you that this team is really stacked. Even without Shallot and Giblet fusing and using the Super Dragon Balls however they want, which I don't think they'd even do that, just everyone's power individually is way above any other universe. Blue Evolution Shallot, Vegeta, and Nappa, Blue Kaioken Goku, and Shallot could probably use Blue Kaioken too if he wanted. You have Beast Gohan, Dark Blue Giblet. It's just a really crazy team here. Goku's really glad that the two of them got to make use of the fusion dance because he never really used it in a battle. Of course, he didn't really want to rely on it either, but it's cool that it found a use, though it's not going to pop up in the tournament or anything. Universe 7 ends up winning the tournament, and a wish is made to restore everything that was erased. Though Shallot and Giblet find it kind of funny because it's not like they really needed the Super Dragon Balls here anyways. They could have just granted that wish on their own, but whatever. Following that, there's not going to be anything with Broly, or Granola either because there's not Frieza involved here. As for Moro, well, he was already dealt with by Goku Black, and Shallot and Giblet specifically wish to revive all the good people killed by him. So Moro is dead. They don't need to deal with him. So I guess that would only leave Superhero after this. Although the issue with that is they have more people on Earth, though I guess at the time this happens, Shallot, Giblet, and Nappa would be on Beerus' planet with Goku and Vegeta. But even if that's the case and they're all still distracted and not able to fight here, Piccolo tries to handle things on his own, but given how different the events in his life went, I don't think he'd even have the idea to wish for power in the same way he initially did. But that's not even necessary here because Gohan's alongside him, and he already has his beast form. The Gammas aren't an issue, nor is Cell Max. So, I guess that brings us to the end of our story. At least, when it comes to the stuff that's supposed to happen. Shallot got to see an old friend again during the Tournament of Power, Kappa. he wants to fulfill his promise to him still. He never actually made the trip to Universe 6, going to planet Sadala like he wanted. But Cabba made some pretty great progress. In the tournament, Shallot did see that he's grown with Super Saiyan. He even has Super Saiyan 2 by now, and there are 2 other Saiyans there that also have their own Super Saiyan forms, one of them being really weird, but the other having pretty standard Super Saiyan transformations. And it really makes Shallot wonder, what's up with them? He has to fulfill his promise to his mentee. And he asks Beerus if he can go to Universe 6, with the other Saiyans wanting to go along too, because they want to see Planet Sadala. Vegeta and Nappa for obvious reasons, and Goku interested at the prospect of other strong Saiyans out there. So the group of Saiyans arrives on Planet Sadala. Shallot wants to stay here a bit. He's going to train Cabba even further. He never expected to take a student under his wing, but it's pretty fun. Goku was kind of a teacher to him, and even though Nappa was weaker than him, he kind of acted as a mentor to Shallot too. Vegeta's really interested to see the way of life on this planet, and Nappa's happy to see it too. It's interesting. It really does remind him of Planet Vegeta, at least to some extent. He's also really glad to see that his student has now become a teacher. Though Giblet's a bit confused about this because why is Nappa his mentor? Shallot's way stronger than him. That always was kind of weird to him. But he looks around the planet and he feels the same way Vegeta does. He feels nostalgic. And Vegeta's kind of just remembering Planet Vegeta, but Shallot and Giblet are remembering the time that they came from. You know, with the power of the Super Dragon Balls, they could have wished to go back to their time. The thought had crossed their mind and they discussed it, but they decided not to. They have all their memories back though. But still, being here is nice. It does remind them of home, before they were taken away. They still wonder where Zaha went, but that mystery may just remain unsolved. He seemed really scared. Looks like his failed experiment wasn't failed after all. All that matters is, the 2 brothers are reunited, and this new life that they have together, it's pretty great, which is exactly why they decided to stay here. Plus, the timelines have been messed with enough. Even though they'd be using the power of the Super Dragon Balls, they don't want to risk altering everything after all the work they put into it, and the fact that they made these new friends that would be put at risk. Besides, if they want to keep in touch with their Saiyan roots, well, they have plenty of Saiyans around them. Not just in Universe 7, but Universe 6. And with that, we'll end our story here. What did you guys think about this story? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting this scenario all the way through, and I'll see you all in my next video.